But one of the things that Kevin Green was just mentioning is the thing with oil is there's physical capacity that you have to think about. And, you know, there are facilities that were struck. So that takes time to rebuild. So prices could stay elevated for some time, even if we see a pullback. Have you factored that into your outlook, Jim?
Yes, and I think, but I would counter with the fact that, you know, if we get peace in the Middle East, then what you're going to see is the terror premium in oil that we've had for 47 years is going to go away. And I would suggest to you that nobody is, yes, there is supply demand imbalances, and no, we're not going to go away from oil. But I think you're going to get a relief rally. And again, I think that there are too many people that are positioned in the commodity and positioned in stocks, and they're not long-term investors. They're short-term Momo traders. And once they get a whiff of what's going on and the wind coming from a different direction, they're going to take their leverage long positions and they're going to liquidate them with extreme prejudice. That's what we're seeing in gold. That's what we're seeing in silver, and we would expect to see it in across the complex in crude as well in the days to come.
Let's talk about some names that you like on your list, some picks. Caterpillar. Listen, I saw a bunch of those big, heavy diggers in my neighborhood recently. There's a lot of development happening, but it's been an outperformer year to date. Why do you still like it here? I mean, it's trading a touch above $700.
Yes, well, I like the theme of rebuilding America, or, you know, productive capital in America. And this is just leveraging off of the president's economic policy. So I think there's a long way to go in those infrastructure trades. And, you know, we're going to rebuild America, and they're going to have stable earnings. And if you look out over 2 or 3 years, the street really doesn't think that this is going to be sustainable. And I think, Diane, that is the key. Mm-hmm. The street thinks that this is a short-term cyclical blip as opposed to a structural change and adjustment for America. Hence, the earnings estimates in the out years are too low.
Okay, and then let's talk over in the financials. You like Goldman. It's been difficult for the financials so far this year after some serious outperformance last year. Why do you like Goldman now?
Exposure to capital markets. And Diane, I think the thing that we need to get in is that every time there's a credit hiccup, what we do is we overlay the 2008 financial crisis. And every time there's a shock in the global economy, the Fed overlays the 1970s.
And let's talk your views on NVIDIA. I don't know if this fits into your thesis. I know you have a thesis that AI is a winner-takes-all arms race. There are those who believe that it's not necessarily a zero-sum game, but what's your thought?
Again, I think we are in this period, first off, looking at the chart, wonderful consolidation pattern over a long period of time. And people do not think that this is going to be a structural phenomenon, and they think that it's over. And what I would suggest to you is after the peace dividend gets realized by the markets, people are going to recognize that that AI is a structural phenomenon that's going to last at least another 5 years. And when that happens, you go back to the leaders. So people are too focused on the short term. I get it. But when you get a chance to buy an industry leader that is as cheap as NVIDIA, and while the rest of the market is hiding in Costco and Walmart and Coca-Cola, you take advantage of these unique situations.
Okay, so you say take your coupon over to NVIDIA and not the consumer space like Costco. All right, let's talk about the last name that's on your list, GE Vernova. That one's been an outperformer once again year to date. Energy has been obviously a key theme. What's your thought on this one?
It's a simple theme of basically innovation and an upgrade in power. And I would suggest to you, though, we do like nuclear, but the real winner here is natural gas and those companies that can convert natural gas into electricities. And that's what GE Vernova does. And so it's a stable stock. It's going to become an industry darling. Look, there is absolutely no pullback in it. I like that as well as Quanta. These are must-owns in your portfolio. So what I'm talking about, Diane, is really the narrative that we had before going into the war. It's the same narrative coming back out, except the fact that people are going to recognize that we have 5 years as opposed to quarter by quarter. And when they start taking the long view, that's where these winners are really going to kick in and outperform.